Hello there, my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your forecast for December 2025. Okay, we're moving on into a new year, and the new era continues. Yes, it does. Things are changing rapidly. On a collective level, we can see where we're making more technological improvements. I'm not going to get too much involved with what's going on with the world because it's a lot to take in. And I'm sure all of you out there can see the news, you can see the Instagram and those sites where that information will show up. But what I am going to talk about is what's happening for December and how we're moving into this new year. Okay? So let me put my glasses on. The first thing we have is another. We had one last month, and we have one again in December. The super full moon, but this time it's in the sign of Gemini. Okay, and this is about your communication, all forms of it, and how you speak your truth. Okay, so just know things that are words or communication or how you convey information to others may no longer be serving you. And this is something that, we have to let go of. All right? So we have this super full moon on the 4th, okay? And it starts on the Pacific side at 3:14 p.m. And this is in like California area, okay? And on the 10th, Neptune stations direct at that critical degree of 29 in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is a healing energy. It is a spiritual energy, and it's also the last sign of the zodiac. So it has a lot of possibilities for us to end some karmic cycles here. And this is the last time or the last pass that Neptune will be in Pisces. It'll be moving into Aries where there's a whole new cycle happening in 2026. Okay? So December, this month, is the last phase of our recalibration with Neptune stationing direct. Okay? Neptune enters Aries at 0 degrees on January the 26th. So this is going to be a whole new scenario. Okay, let's just put it like that for now. Okay, and on December the 17th, Mercury moves out of its shadow. It's been in retrograde in Sagittarius. And on the 19th, the new moon is in Sagittarius, and this happens at 5:43 p.m. And Venus moves into Capricorn on the 24th. Okay, so there is more happening in the skies than what I'm speaking to, but I'm condensing the information here because, we could be talking on one on December for I don't know how long, and I don't have a whole lot of recording time for that. Okay, so just enjoy your experience no matter what that experience is, okay? Because this is all about growth and taking steps into change. And we all have to, you know, make a decision or make a choice as to whether we want to change or if we want to just sit in where we are comfortable. All right? So I'm going to see you on the other side. So be there. Hello to my beautiful Scorpio risings out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your monthly forecast for December 2025. Welcome and thank you for being here. And this is our last month in 2025 together. So I hope to see you in January of 2026 as well. Okay, now I've already did an introduction, so I'm going to move right into your forecast, starting with the 4th of December, where we have another super full moon at 13 degrees, but this one is in the sign of Gemini, and degrees are different as well. Okay, so during this transit, you may have to confront your deep seated psychological issues. That's because it's in your 8th house of transformation, of death, of psychological issues, sex, psychic energy, and debt, shared resources, your father. Okay, so this is one of those esoteric houses, that it's hard to be clear because it goes deep into the unconscious parts of who we are. Okay, so let's see. Your feelings may be piqued around joint assets and your obligations. And I'm going to say personal obligations. Okay, this energy can bring clarity to your intense and confusing emotions. Speak the truth and get the message out in the open to whoever you need to communicate something that you've been holding on to. Okay, because this is a super full moon where things are going to be coming to a head, and it's for our better good in the first place. But recognizing it and being able to release it, will put you in a better head space, heart space, spiritual space as we move into the new year. Okay, so it is Gemini, and Gemini is about communication, but this 8th house is about things that are hidden. Okay, so some things that you may not even know that you have to deal with may show up. And part of it is about, the psychological issues, how you go about expressing, your point of view to others. It could have some power and control dynamics attached to it because this house is also about power and control and, sex as well. So there we have it with this super full moon getting things out in the open. So on the 8th, we have a square, and a square is tension between two energies that we have to learn how to balance and grow from. So this is Mars in Sagittarius, and this is happening in your 2nd house of finance, self-worth, self-esteem, your values, shared resources, and your possessions. And it's squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 5th house of fun, joy, creativity, hobbies, romantic partners, and children. Okay? So the tension here is between your desire for material wealth and your need of your creative or emotional life. Okay? You may feel a sense of frustration or block when trying to achieve your goals here. Okay? You may tend to be over you may tend to overanalyze your financial situations or act impulsively without thinking things through. Okay? So just know that you're trying to create some balance. Okay? And take a look and see if what would your values be if money didn't have anything to do with it. Okay? Because this is your second house energy that is lighting up. And that is a good question for you to ask so that you can find out more of what you really value that is not attached to money. Okay? So on the 14th, we have another square that is happening in the second and the fifth house. Only the Mars in Sagittarius is going to be squaring Neptune in the sign of Pisces. Okay, so you may feel a disconnect between your desires to earn and save money and your creative or romantic life. Okay, you may feel frustrated and your financial goals may be overly idealistic, and that has to do with this Neptune and Pisces energy. Or your creative pursuits require more money than you have. So you have to be true to yourself and know that, know what to do. If you can't afford it, then you can't have it, okay? Instead of pushing the envelope and getting it anyway and then having to suffer the consequences somewhere along the line. Okay, so on the 15th, we have Mars entering Capricorn, which Mars likes Capricorn. It's exalted here. So this is a very good time. So this is a good time for planning, writing, or engaging in intellectual debates where you can use your persuasiveness and your logic. And again, this is in your third house of communication, remember? Okay, you are more grounded and pragmatic and approach your task with a strong sense of purpose and a desire for practical, tangible results. And that's because it's in the sign of Capricorn. And Capricorn is all about, the long race, okay? Slow and steady, grounded, persistent, and serious, structured. Let me see, what other adjective do I have for Capricorn? Limitations, limiting energy as well. Okay, so on the 17th, we have Mercury moving into Sagittarius, and this is happening in your second house of finance, okay? Your self-worth, your self-esteem, your values, your possessions, okay? So your communication style is a powerful tool for persuasion right now and may also be perceived as blunt and tactless. So be careful because this is that Sagittarius energy. It's a bold energy. It's adventurous, freedom loving, have a lot of knowledge, but it's just like, I want to say dry, that blunt energy is like, it's thoughtless. They don't think about how they come across before they come across. So don't take it personal if you run into someone who is have that communication style. That is just they're working on their growth too, just like everybody else. Okay, so you may be pondering new ways to make more money through new ventures, investments, or career changes. There is a risk of impulsive spending because of your overly optimistic outlook. Okay, Scorpio, and I know some of you Scorpio risings may be gamblers, okay, risk takers, but don't forget the rent or the mortgage. Okay, you may make choices to overpromise or make rash financial decisions based on a desire for quick gain. Okay, and no, but it's your choice. I'm just saying no for you, but you can say no too. So on the 19th, we have a new moon in Sagittarius, and this is at 28 degrees, close to, that critical degree. And this is happening in your second house. Wow, there's a lot of light shining on your second house. So this new moon is a powerful time to set your intentions around your financial stability and the values that bring you a sense of emotional security. Okay? You have the chance to build your self esteem and your sense of self worth that is often linked to how you earn your money. Your optimism is high and it pushes you beyond your comfort zone to explore new knowledge and skills. Okay, so that's really good. On the 21st, we have the sun entering Capricorn in your third house, and this is your house of communication. Wow. Your siblings, I wanted to say something about learning, but it's like your basic learning skills is in your third house. Your higher learning skills is in your ninth house. Okay, so we have siblings and we have neighbors and friends here. So your mind may feel sharp, alert, and capable of detailed methodical work. Okay, you may be more articulate, clear, and grounded in your communication style because Capricorn is here, making this a favorable time for writing, speaking, and social interactions. This placement of the sun can make your ego strongly tied to your words, which may cause power struggles or an overly assertive communication style. So just beware, the sun is always about the ego, so it wants attention and commands it. However, just be open to letting go of the power struggle, okay? Now, on the 24th, we have Venus in Capricorn, and this is happening in your third house as well. You may feel a pull towards serious, responsible friendships and a desire for stability in your social circles. Flirtation and casual connections may be less appealing now, and you could be more guarded in new social situations, seeking partners who are ambitious and who share your values. Okay? So as long as you know what you value, then it could be easy for you to find, people who have those same shared values as well. But anyway, Scorpio rising, this is your forecast for December 2025. Wow, the last month in the year. And until next time, bye for now.